What's poppin'? It's your girl Jazzy J. How y'all doing today? Welcome to my channel. If you're new around here, welcome. If not, what is up, buttercup? Today is Sunday, which means it's my lovely segment, Manga and a Mukbang, where I talk about webcomics and I eat food because I'm a foodie who can't shut up about food. So, today I made some garlic bread. I made the bread from scratch, and then I threw on some salt, pepper, garlic, Italian seasoning, and some parsley. So the last webcomic that we talked about was Cheating Men Must Die. If you guys have not seen that video, go ahead and check that out. I'll link it down in the description box below, or I'll try to see if I can put it somewhere up above. Maybe, we'll see. And maybe I'll see if I can put it in the pinned comments. Anyway, this week we're going to go ahead and get into Psychic Princess. Because, why? It's a great manga. Webcomic. It's a great read. I would highly suggest you guys go and read it before you're doing anything. Like, that's the thing that's gonna be the theme typically. Just go out, read it. You know what? Don't read it. Just listen to me talk. Okay? Okay. But let's go ahead and get into this video. So hopefully you guys actually paid attention to the trigger warning at the beginning, but the beginning of this comic kind of gets a little, it goes deep into it right out the jump with some DV adult themes, some abandonment, violence, the R word, manipulation, a lot of stuff. So if this stuff triggers you, I would highly, highly, highly suggest not reading this webcomic in particular. Most webcomics are pretty good, honestly. There's one other that I'll be talking about as well that is rough. It's a rough, it's great, but it's a rough read. But anyway, getting back into this. So this is a Chinese comic. The mangaka, I don't know if that's appropriate. What is it? Manhwa. So the manhwa is Chinese. This is one of the few webcomics that actually has an anime called Psychic Princess. And I would not suggest it. I personally would not suggest it. And the reason for it is because, one, it doesn't start off the same way as the webcomic at all. And I'm like, it's not really that hard to do, to just start off the same way that the webcomic started off. It started off that way for a reason. And you did, okay. Anyway, the opening. If you guys have not, okay, if you've never heard of Psychic Princess, that's fine. I'm going to link the opening into the description box because I had to sit through that for the entirety of the anime, and I want you all to feel the same pain and suffering that I had to go through with that opening. So I'm gonna link it, watch it, leave your thoughts and comments down below on what you thought of that opening, because oh lord, well, yeah. Anyway, Psychic Princess is not finished. It's actually like past 500 chapters or something like that, and they're still going on because things haven't finished. I will say with this webcomic in particular, because it's going on like over 500 episodes now, so chapters, whatever, the art has suffered. It has, because like, think about it realistically speaking, that's a lot of chapters, that's a lot of drawing, that's a lot of sitting down time, and it's not like these people are doing it for a crap ton of money like Naruto or One Piece or any other mainstream anime that apparently are all blanking on me right now. Oh, Gintama is another good one, Black Butler, Code Geass, you know, all those ones. They're you don't have a professional crew working. I mean, maybe they do, but for the most part, most people don't have a professional crew working. So you got 500 plus chapters, and you still got a life that you have to live, and who knows if they have kids, or if they're married, or if they have another job, or I don't know. So basically the art has suffered going on 500 plus chapters. Like, first 100 chapters or something like that, art, beautiful, impeccable. I love it. I was like, that was the main reason as to why I got into it in the first place. And then it just slowly declined. But because the story is so good, I kept reading it, honestly. It's why I kept reading it. To sum things up pretty much quickly, the main character, Yoon-si, there it is, was essentially abandoned by her parents because she could see spirits, and it's about how she got married to a prince, and it turns out that the prince and her were actually old lovers from their past life when they were gods, and they became cursed, and they essentially died from being gods, and then they came back to the mortal world, and now they're living as humans. And the prince at the beginning treated her like absolute trash, like garbage. I mean, it was like a political marriage or something like that, where her human father was like a minister, prime minister, or something like that. And she got married to the prince because politics. And the prince was just like, nah, I don't like your father, and I don't like your mother, so I don't like you. And you're doing this for clout, and I don't like that. So I'm gonna tell you right off the bat, don't expect any attention from me ever in any way whatsoever, in any way, shape, or form, and I will throw you to the farthest palace, the most desolate palace, the one that is considered to be haunted, and you will live there for all eternity because I want nothing to do with you. Now, obviously, as the story goes on, that changes because they fall madly in love. I'm not going to say that they got married again because they're already married. But they had to go through a lot of trials and tribulations because even though they're humans now, the gods who hated them in their past life are still trying to come after them and kill them. And they've partnered up with some demons as well to kill these people. And I'm like, y'all already killed him once. Y'all trying to kill him again? Why? What did they do to you that was so bad that you need to kill them again? I'm just curious. Okay. So thoughts on, like, right now, let's just focus on the family because it really is a long read. And to, like, seriously get into everything and sit down and, like, analyze the entire thing, like, I would be here for, like, a solid hour. And I don't have time for that. Probably more. First of all, Yuchi's human mother died. She's gone. And it was because her stepmother, her human stepmother, framed her actual mother and then ended up getting her killed. Her stepmother treats her like absolute trash and has a daughter as well, who is younger. Yeah, she's younger than Yoon-si because Yoon-si's mother was the official wife until she passed on, of course. She tries to kill Yoon-si a few times, actually, and tries to have, at one point, her daughter take over Yoon-si's body because she wanted her daughter to marry the prince, even though originally her daughter didn't want to marry the prince, and purposely dragged Yoon-si back from a place called Spirit Cloud Mountain, which is where her father sent her off to live as like a toddler because she saw spirits and they thought she was creepy, so they didn't want her to be around, so that's why they sent her off. But it turns out when she went to Spirit Cloud Mountain, the person who was raising her on Spirit Cloud Mountain was actually another god slash guardian person who was looking over her in her past life when she was an actual god and just kind of refound her on purpose when she was a human and raised her up on Spirit Cloud Mountain. And so the stepmother and the father brought her back so that she could be used as in the political marriage with the prince instead of their daughter, who was the second sister. Are y'all keeping up with this? Come on, keep up. I know, it's a lot. So yeah, Yoon-si ended up getting married off. Great, we got that accomplished. At one point, you find out that Yunshi has a spirit named Ghosty, or I'm not really sure in terms of what the actual name of this character is. It's either Ghosty or Mochi. I don't know, because when I was reading it online, oh right, support manhwas if you can. You can find this stuff online. Just go to the official website that they upload the stuff onto and donate. That's all you gotta do, okay? This one in particular, you can find it on Mangasea. I could probably link that down in the description box below as well. But after going to the little area that she was pretty much thrown into, which is, you know, desolate in a way, and haunted, which it was haunted because there was a ghost living there, she essentially sneaks out of the palace because nobody's keeping an eye on her or anything like that. Goes back to her original house so that she can check on her maid and her nanny to make sure that they are okay, and she finds her maid, but her nanny is not there, and so she has to continue leaving up to. There's a lot that goes on. Essentially, her nanny was abused, her maid was abused, she was able to take her maid, but her nanny had to be stuck there, and then later on down the line, she was able to get her nanny. There's a lot that goes on in this. Like, I'm sitting here and I'm just like, I don't think there's a single thing that I can, like, pinpoint. There's a lot of events that go on in here, and that's just the beginning as to how this whole thing, like, started in the first place. But let's go ahead and focus on the prince instead. His name is Prince Ye. Literally, he is absolute utter garbage in the beginning, and here is why. He doesn't know what his wife looks like. Let me put that again. He doesn't know what she looks like. For those of you who do not know, for an older traditional Chinese marriage, normally they're in red from head to toe, and they have a veil over their face, right? In like Western culture where the veil is white and you can see, the veil is red. And it's not like an opaque red either, like a see-through red. No, it's not. There's no transparency. You cannot see her face at all. And it's not like they met each other prior to the marriage either, because she wasn't even living in civilization. There's no way they would have met. So, after they get married, Prince Ye goes to Yunshi, doesn't remove her veil, doesn't spend time with her, literally says, again, you'll never be considered a wife here, you will never be loved, you might as well give up, I don't know why you're here. You should leave by, you know, ending it. That's what he literally says. So when Yushi starts running around, he has no idea what his wife looks like, and when people say, hey, you know, because she tells people that she's a maid, she doesn't want people to know that she's actually like the official wife. She tells people that she's a maid, and other princes who are the brothers of Prince Ye say, you know, I really want this person. It's a maid, and he's like, sure, take her. He doesn't know that it's his wife. Like, you don't know the face of your own goddamn wife. You don't know the face of her. You don't know her name. There's not much going for Prince Ye in the beginning. As time goes on, I think a really irritating factor about Prince Ye is that he's probably the most jealous character of the entire webcomic. He's immature. He doesn't think about Yunshi at all. He doesn't think about anybody else at all. I mean, the amount of times that he has doubted the woman that he has married and she has no interest for literally anyone else is impeccable. I give props to Yunshi for staying with him prior to her receiving her memory, because both of them don't have memories of their past life. They get it back in the, like, later on. But like, I'm just sitting here like, I would never ever put up with a man like this. And like, I understand that this is a political marriage and technically I'm not allowed to get divorced or anything like that, but this is kind of ridiculous. Like, you are blaming me for the actions of other people towards me, and I had absolutely no say or any do in any of that, but I'm the one that's getting in trouble. That doesn't make any sense. And you're getting upset at me for having other friends that are your brothers, needless to say, Prince Ye is not my favorite character. I know that as time goes on, he gets better. He does get better, but it's favorite character. Actually, I don't know if I have a favorite character, but I will say I very much do like Yoonshi. I've always been the type of individual where I like a strong, independent female lead. And the nice thing about Yoonshi is that she's very realistic, very reasonable. She understands a lot, or she tries to understand a lot of what other people are kind of going through. Very open-minded individual, and I can very much appreciate something like that, because most female leads, most women in general, are not open-minded when it comes to like anime, manga, webcomics, storybooks, anything like that. If somebody does them dirty, then they're just like, I'm sorry, not if somebody does them dirty. If somebody's living their life, typically a female lead will just go ballistic for some reason. But in this case, no, Yoonshi's very understanding. She's very understanding. Also, she knows how to survive in the wild. She knows how to hunt her own food, cook her own food. She knows how to make, shoot. I mean, she knows how to make a fire, but no, she knows how to make a shelter. That's it. That's it. She knows how to make shelter. She's very rambunctious. She gets into a lot of things. She has a lot of fun. She's the type of individual, she just doesn't like being bored, so she's always finding something to do. Even if it means she might get in trouble from time to time, but hey, she goes out and she has fun. But yeah, that's really all I'm gonna say on this webcomic in particular, because again, there's just too much in general to talk about with this webcomic. Again, it's still going on, so I can't say anything about the ending because I don't know anything about the ending. If you want something that's like a long read, it is a good webcomic to read for the long haul for sure. Again, you can find it on Manga.C. That's where the manhwa typically uploads it. To read, donate to them if you can. If not, I mean, understandable. Like, what am I gonna tell you? Pay? No, I'm not gonna tell you that. Yeah, that's really it. I will say that it does, it gets a little bit sappier as time goes on, you know, a lot more romance towards the latter half, and then it gets to be a lot more substance, but there's a hefty amount of romance. So if you're into the romance stuff, then by all means, I think it's a great webcomic to read. Anime, not worth it. And I did find out that there either is or there is in like motion and plan or something like that for a live action of this webcomic, and I've never seen a trailer for it. I've only seen pictures and people talk about it. Well, not people talk about it. Oh, like little, like on a Reddit or something like that, people have kind of discussed it or whatever. I honestly think it'll be trash. I truly, genuinely believe that it will be trash. So I would personally say, don't bother. Don't bother reading the anime, watching the anime. Don't bother if the live action comes out. Just don't bother. You're gonna find it to be a complete and utter waste of your time. That's really it, you know? Yeah. But that's all I had for today. That was Psychic Princess, in a nutshell, from my standpoint. If you did read the webcomic, go ahead and let me know what your thoughts are down below in the comments. Did you like it? Did you not like it? Did you like the art? Did you not like the art? What did you think about it later on, the later halves? Was there anything in particular about the story that really stuck out to you as an individual, you know? Anything like that, go ahead and let me know. If I'm rating this webcomic on a scale of 1 to 10, being like 1 is like absolutely not, and 10 being like you have to go and read this right now, I'd probably give it like a 7. I'd give it a 7. It's good. Am I pressured to read it? But I do enjoy it, so. that's just me. That's just my 2 cents on it. But yeah, that's all I have for this video. If you like this video, go ahead and leave me a thumbs up. Go ahead and turn on the bell notifications so that you know when I post another video. Go ahead and subscribe to this channel, because why the hell not? I want to grow this platform even bigger so that you guys can, you know, listen to me and talk about more webcomics and eat more food. Go ahead and share this video, because I know that there are other nerds out there. For some reason, a lot of people really like anime and they really like video games, but nobody wants to talk about webcomics, and I'm not sure why. Talk about webcomics. Anyway, that is it. That is all I have for you guys. Next time, I'll probably be going back to the second story, and Cheating Men Must Die, and if not, then I will probably go to another one that I'm thinking of. I think it's called Marry a Eunuch to Take Over the World. It's a good read. It's a good read. It's a good read. Okay, anyway. But anyway, that's all I have for you guys. I will see you guys next time.